Hello everybody, my name's John Barton. We're in design class here, and this is the first Unit 1 assignment, and I'm going to just walk through creating some of these different objects that I did here. I think this is in accordance with the course requirements that we had 5 different images that we broke out, made them on their own, and as you can see here, we can come over here and we can toggle off and then we can turn it all off if we want. So we can just kind of play around with it. So what we're really talking about is, here's our skyline, here's this. The one that we really want to look at is, I think there's an album right here. Okay, and let me turn this off. So, let me take the piano keyboard off. So, in essence, what I'm going to show you is how to do this real quick. So, we're going to create a new deal, File, New. Okay, now this is really important. We're going to, because the assignment requires that it's an 8.5 by 11, we need to make sure that it's in an RGB color. 8 bits probably fine. I typically work in 16 or 32. This is really important. Background contents, make sure it's transparent. Bing, there we go. Okay, now we have our background here in an 8.5 by 11, and it is transparent. Now what I'm going to do is I'm coming down here. You can see my mouse moving down to here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this a couple of times just to create a couple of layers. Then I'm going to group it, and I'm going to name these background layers. Okay, then we're going to drag these underneath it to where they'll tuck in real nicely. Bing, bing. Now we have our background layers all done, and we've got 3 of them there if we want to do it. So now let's create a new layer. Okay, and now what we want to do is File, Place, and this is a scan I did of an album that I have. It's an old Gershwin 1925 album, and I cropped it down because I was mainly interested in the circular form here. So once we've placed it in here, you can right click on it and just hit place, or you can do the same thing. If you hit here, it'll ask you if you want to place it. So there we go, we got our first image here. So what are we going to do with it? Okay, let's zoom in, Control plus, where we can see it nicely. And I'm going to take the quick selection tool, and I'm just going to start right here, and you'll see how beautiful this little bad boy is. Now I will caution you, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself. Now see, we got a really nice round circle on that. So so what we're going to do is now we want to refine the edge. Okay, and we want to use a smart radius because it is a circle, and we want to have it grab something in the, I'm going to push it up to 2. I'll just leave it there. And then what we want to do is we want to kind of squeeze this in so we get rid of some of that black on the outside. So I'm just going to go all the way, and output, I'm not even going to mess with that right now, but there's some nice things you can do with it. So what we're going to do is hit OK, bing, now we've got ourselves a really nicely tight circle around this thing that it is selected. Now what we want to do is, obviously we have this black out here that we don't really want to have to go paint out. So I'm going to go down here and I'm going to add a layer mask. Okay, so I've added a layer mask. So now I'm in the layer mask. Now you have to remember, always if you're using masks, make sure you're clicked on the mask itself. And now when we go back and look at full view, guess what? We have ourselves a really nice object here that is without the back, and it doesn't have all that stuff that we had to paint out. And it's a nice little round shape, and we didn't get too much artifacts left over. So now we're really happy with that. We go over here, we can right click it, and we can convert to a smart object, which is what our class is asking us to do. Bing, there it is. So now you've got, in that real quick period of time, we've now created this one piece here as a smart object. So if I want to use it later on, I can just move it anywhere I want and play with it, right? The other thing about it being a smart object is it makes it easier to do three-dimensional work on it if we want to. So with that in mind, that's pretty much what we're talking about. So that's one layer of the 5 or 6 that I did. So thank you. Bye.